Hey, everybody. Welcome to Secure the Seat Live. So excited that you're here. My name is Minda Harts. Welcome to Secure the Seat Live. My name is Minda Harts. I'm so glad that you're here, that you're ready to learn, ready to grow, excited for today. Let us know how you're feeling. How was your weekend? I actually went to sleep at like 9 o'clock last night. I was just so tired. And I feel so much more invigorated, rested, just so happy. So what did you do? Anything exciting? Go ahead and ping somebody. Let them know that we are live and that I got my tambourine ready because I already know Dorianne is going to drop some gems. And so if you have any questions during our time together, make sure that you drop them in the chat. Again, you could be anywhere on the internet right now and you're here with us, so we don't take that lightly. Really excited about today's guest, Dorianne St Fleur. She is amazing. She's been very much a support system in my journey as an entrepreneur, and I'm very excited to share the stage and talk about her new book. And we're also going to talk about how you create a lucrative career. How do you design that? You are the curator of your own career and you have more power than you think. So without further ado, I'm going to bring today's guest. Give her some love inside the chat. Dorianne, welcome to Secure the Seat. How are you? Oh, I think you're on mute.
I sure am. Just warming up, just making sure keeping you on your toes.
Hey.
I am so excited to be here. Happy Monday to you.
Yes, it's a pleasure. For those who may not be familiar with your work, please tell everybody a little bit more about you and about your book that's coming out. We're going to drop that link in the chat as well.
Yes. So I am Dorianne St Fleur. I'm a leadership and career development coach for women of color. I'm also a workplace inclusion consultant as well. And I basically do everything I can to help to advance women of color in the corporate world. I want them to make more money, have more impact, and to thrive. And I do that from inside the organization by working with managers and HR teams and D&I teams, et cetera, as well as with the individuals themselves, helping them to take charge of their career. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm also the founder of Your Career Girl, which is an online career development, boutique, where we really just provide programming, resources, coaching for women of color who want to take control of their careers. I think you're on mute again.
We're both having we come against that mute spirit
right now. Exactly. It's early for us. This is the first thing in the morning for both of us, so it's all good. It's all good.
Absolutely. And I want to apologize to everyone as well, because for some reason, the lighting is just not hitting the way that it normally does. So, but you're here to see Dorianne anyway. So as long as you can hear me, we're going to make it through today's live. But Dorianne, let's talk about it. Why is it important? Why should we be intentional about creating a career that's meaningful where we can thrive and not just survive?
Yeah, I love this question, and I think it's really the foundation of why I do the work that I do, why you do the work that you do, why I wrote this book is because what you do for work, where you spend all of this time, where you're putting your gifts and your energy, it's more than just a paycheck, right? It's more than just, oh, this is my 9 to 5, this is what I do. It really impacts so many areas of your career. It impacts your spiritual well-being, financial well-being, mental, physical, all of it. And so it's important that you take the time to actually be strategic and intentional about it. We all know, I'm sure that people watching right now, I know I've read your book, Minda. I know that you've dealt with this. Being in a toxic environment, being in a place where you're not valued, it really takes a toll on you in so many different ways. And so it's important that we, instead of going through the motions of our career, which a lot of us were taught to do, we were taught to, hey, have this major, get that job, get the next promotion, get that raise, and just keep going. Put your head down, let your work speak for itself. We've been taught to just go through the motions in our career. And I really think it's time for us, specifically women of color, particularly Black women, to really sit down and think about, what do I actually want? What kind of career do I actually want to design? What do I want my finances to look like? What do I want my relationships to look like? And then begin to cultivate a career that helps us have more of that.
Listen, I'm looking, where's my, we're already getting started, okay? Tambourine moments already. You know, it's revolutionary, and Dorianne, you said it, for black and brown women to decide, hey, this is what I want, right? For so long, we've been doing what everybody else or what we think people want from us. In many cases, not all of us, we've been conditioned to center other people instead of ourselves, and to really take some time to say, wait a second, what is it that I want? How do I want to design the rest of my career is really, really awesome. And I love that, which leads me to my next question is, tell us the impetus for your upcoming book, Deeper Than Work. And again, we're going to drop that. It's available for pre-order. Make sure that you support, support, support. But I would love for us to dig a little deeper there.
Yeah, so Deeper Than Work really it's been something that's been quietly tugging away in my spirit, just telling me this needs to be said, this needs to be said for quite some time. I've been doing this work in corporate. You know, I was in human resources. I worked at large banks, large tech, small tech, all of these companies, working in human resources, working on diversity inclusion. I've had a lot of conversations about and with people in their careers, right? And then when I zoned in and thought about just what we were talking about a little bit earlier, just kind of like how much work was negatively impacting folks in their careers, I really wanted to just create more than just a book, but really a movement around understanding the importance of being intentional about your career. And so Deeper Than Work is really just the culminating all of the work I've done inside the corporate world as a coach, as a consultant. It's really providing the step-by-step strategies and tools and skills that I believe women of color need to really cultivate their dream career. And so I talk a lot about specifically what's the mindset that we need to have in order to thrive in our careers. You know, we're told things like, work twice as hard, expect half as much. We're told, be perfect, be flawless, right? Never let them see you sweat. All of these things that we're told, which I get, right? Our foremothers wanted to protect us. They wanted to make sure that we have our eyes wide open as we walk in. But up to a certain point, that kind of advice gets us but so far. And it's really time for us to take control. And no, I'm not expecting half as much for all this work that I do. Sorry. I'm not going to let my work speak for itself. No, I'm going to speak up for what it is that I do. I don't need to be perfect. Look, I need to take time off and elevate my well-being and my self-care. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And so it really starts off by helping us shift some of these beliefs that are no longer serving us, and then move into creating what I like to call our dream career. Dream is an acronym. I know we hear about dream jobs and dream careers and all these things, and we start to think that it's about having a career that's a soulmate, that the stars have to align and there's only one for us. And I break down in the book that dream actually it's really simple. It stands for development, relationships, environment, acknowledgement, and money. And once you are clear on what all of that means for you, you can go out there and find multiple dream jobs. You can turn the job you're in into a dream job. Maybe the corporate world is something that you thought you could never thrive in, but now that you're looking at it in a different way, you're like, oh no, I can take control of this and really create what that dream looks like. And so I really just want to give the manuscript, the battle plan, the blueprint for women of color to really take charge and begin to own their careers.
Whew, you just gave us a mini sermon there on a Monday, but it's so true. Like, you know, you hit on some of those greatest hits that we've heard over the years, right? You know, work twice as hard, keep your head down, you know, don't rock the boat, all of those things. And those things, as you said, tend to be survival tactics, but we don't have to survive anymore, right? We can thrive, and I'm so glad that you wrote your book, because I had the pleasure of getting an early copy, and it's just this holistic um, blueprint, as you said, manuscript to how to get the most out of how to design the life that we want. And so if you have questions for Dorianne, now is the time to drop them in the chat. One that I did see come through, Dorianne, that I wanted to ask you is, someone said, it takes courage. Talk to us about how you give yourself permission to design that life. Great question.
Yeah. Really, that's a really, really good question. I think the first thing is to really, really be strategic and intentional about what you're allowing into your world, into your mind, into your kind of psyche, right? I think a lot of times the reason why we have problems giving ourselves permission is because we're so inundated with everything we cannot do. We're inundated with the statistics that tell us that we don't get paid, that we're not getting promoted. We're inundated with the stories of all the things that are going wrong. Now, all of these things are true. I am not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it's hard out here for us. I wrote a whole book on it. You wrote a whole book on it. It's hard. However, there's also this light. There's also this possibility. There's this hope that's still there. And the moment we lose sight of that, it's hard to give ourselves permission to move forward and do what we need to do, right? And so I think it's really important to guard your thoughts, to guard your mind, to be intentional about who you're around, who you allow to speak over you and over your career, and really begin to focus on people, things, situations that are just giving you hope and that are giving you life and not speaking death over you. And then I think the next thing is to just make a decision. In chapter 2 of the book, I say the name of the chapter is Confidence is a Choice. And it really is that simple. I know it sounds kind of light, like, just be confident, but making that choice, making the decision to give yourself permission to ask for the raise, go after that promotion, to go out there and act like you own that room, because you do, right? Because you're excellent. Make a decision to do that. No one can do that for you. I love you all, and Minda loves y'all, and we want you the best for you, but we can't make you be confident. We can't make you go out there and take what it is that you know you deserve. And so it's just time for you to really go through there and make that choice. Make that choice for yourself.
I love that so much. You're right. We want the best for each and every one of you. We want you to dig deeper. We want you to have a holistic career. We want it to be lucrative. We want you to secure all the seats, but it starts with you. Another question that we have, a lot of people on the different platforms, Dorianne, are asking, can you tell them more about Dream? Some people didn't get a chance to write down what everything meant there. If you could just
Yeah,
go,
sorry.
give them just a little sample, because they got to get the book, but we're going to drop that link in again.
Sorry, I tend to speed through that. I love that. But so yes, DREAM is an acronym. The D stands for development. So all of your growth, your training, what do you need to get better, to build those skills? The R stands for relationships. We spend more time at work often, or with the people at work, than we do with the people that we live with. And so it's really important that you're getting those relationships with your peers, with your managers, that make sense for you and that are going to help you thrive. The E stands for environment, and I mean the cultural environment as well as the physical environment. What do you need in order to thrive in your career when it comes to environment? The A stands for acknowledgement. We are human beings and we want to be recognized for the great work that we do, whether that's monetarily, whether that's a pat on the back, whether that's sending me a gift or giving me a shout out in front of the team. We all crave acknowledgement. And so what does that look like for you? And then finally, the M is money. Money is important. Don't let anybody tell you that it is not. It is not the most important thing, but it is an important thing. And so you should be really intentional about, what do I need for my money? How much do I need to make? What am I going to do with that money? How am I going to flip that into more opportunities, right? These are things that we need to be intentional and really think about. And so that is what it is. I see people popping it in the chat. Thank you all so much. And that's the dream that I talk about throughout the book, and helping you understand how to cultivate that for yourself.
Listen, if you hadn't already guessed, go ahead. We dropped the link in the chat for Dorianne's book that's coming out, Deeper Than Work. Make sure you get this, because that's part of being intentional, right? Oftentimes you say, oh, I wish I had a mentor. I wish I had a sponsor. I wish I had a coach. Dorianne is giving you that opportunity in a book format. So get the tools you need to be successful. Dream, okay? And I love that relationship, the R, because we do spend so much time at work and we really have to build. But I love everything about that. You mentioned finances, okay? Shout out to Rihanna um, for adding to her wealth. We love to see it. And so we have to make those decisions for our finances as well. And part of designing a lucrative career is making sure your finances are thriving as well. How can our audience start to increase their earning potential to save more and build a legacy?
Yes, yes, yes. I love this because one of the myths that we've been told is that you can't make money in a 9 to 5. You can't be wealthy. You can't be rich in a 9 to 5. That's not true. And so I think the first thing is to just really be aware of kind of all of the different facets of compensation when we're talking about your 9 to 5. There's your salary, of course, that we all know about, but people often forget about or underestimate commission, bonuses, equity. I know people, and I talk about it in the book, who are millionaires sitting on equity from the companies and the organizations they work with. They can make down payments on their homes. They can pay off student debt. They can do a lot of things by really being strategic and leveraging their 9 to 5. They can take it and invest, take that big bonus and invest it somewhere into another business, into the stock market, into real estate, whatever it is. And so it's one, just being aware. I think that's a lot of what women of color, one of the things, the barriers that we have, we all know that there's systemic barriers, but one of the other things that we're dealing with is just not being aware of just what's even out there for us, and what the possibilities are when it comes to our finances. So that awareness is key. And then I think really just creating a compensation strategy. A lot of us, I know for me, I started working straight out of college and was just like, oh, y'all paying me $50,000 a year and I'm 20 years old, however I am. Great, thanks. And kind of took it and went from there. Didn't ask about, okay, what does this mean? Let's negotiate this? What are my peers making? Ask no questions. I was just like, I don't have to eat ramen noodles anymore. Okay, great. Um, and so it's really important for us to ask ourselves questions, to create strategies around what are my peers making? What does the market say that I should be making? When's the last time I even received a raise? Have my responsibilities changed? Should my compensation be changing along with them? I really give some specific questions in the book that you should be asking yourself so that you can begin to cultivate your own compensation strategy and begin to create wealth and build a legacy with your 9 to 5.
Listen, all the gems. When a lot of people may or may not know this, but while I was building my company, The Memo, I still had a 9 to 5 job, and I used that to be my first investor for myself. I was able to, why a lot of people are, trying to pitch and do these things. Once I realized that just some people did not want to give this to Black women the way that they give to other people, I was like, you know what, I actually have a stream of income that I can invest in myself. And I'm so glad that I had that opportunity. So don't think that you have to quit your day job to fuel your dream. Okay, you can do both. A lot of people do both. And I see my brother from another mother, Stephen A. Hart, talking about it in the chat as well. Dorianne, you are hitting all the levers for a Monday. If you are joining us live, I know you're getting it. You're getting all the fuel you need to get the week going. Make sure that you share this episode and make sure you tell somebody about Deeper Than Work. If you have a question, we might have time to get to one more, so make sure you drop it in the chat. But Dorianne, we have to move into our bonus questions. I am a lover of grits and rap lyrics, and I feel like a good bowl of grits go good with a great lyric. Are you a grits eater, Dorian?
I'm from Brooklyn. We don't eat grits like that.
Okay, well, I'm okay with you saying that you may not be a grits eater, because if you were and you said sugar, then we'd have a problem. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Everybody else, throw up how you like to have your grits. That's important. It's team salt all day, every day. But let's try the rap lyric. What is one of your favorite rap lyrics and why?
My favorite rap lyric. So full disclosure, I'm an R&B girl, right? So we can have another conversation about that. But as far as rap is concerned, there's a lyric by Jay-Z that said, "Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that." And that is my all-time favorite because that's just my motto. Like if I went through something, i.e., toxic work environments and just everything else that goes with it, I'm going to teach, I'm going to preach, I'm going to let everybody know so you don't have to do that. And the same thing is what I expect. I love being around people who've gone through something, who have come out on the other side, because I don't need to go through all the mess and the drama if someone else can teach me, give me the keys, and I can just, move past that. So I really love that. I think it's a really powerful message around, take the lessons that someone else has learned, take the blueprint, take what they have laid out for you, and listen, take heed so you don't have to go through all of those tough times as well.
Yes. Hove did that. Dorian did that. Minda did that. Some of you did
Exactly.
that. Like,
Exactly.
you
So
know,
you don't got to go through it.
you don't have to. Trust. We don't want that for you. Okay. We want better for you. We want better for you. I love that. That is such a great lyric to start the week. And, Dorian, everybody watching, in my opinion, is a leader. We have the ability to be a leader and activate that. We don't have to wait for somebody to tell us, tap us on our shoulder, any of those things. For everybody who wants to do better and leave the workplace better than they found it, what is one piece of advice you would give them?
Stop talking about it and do something about it. And that's for everybody. That's for the women of color right now who's watching saying, I hate my job, hate what's going on. Stop talking about it, do something about it. For the leader who's like, I just don't understand. Why can't we be more inclusive? Stop talking about it, do something about it. There's something that we all can do right here, right now, and complaining about how hard it is to be inclusive, how hard it is to stop with the microaggressions, how hard it is to take permission to stand up and stand into your next career is not going to take you to where it is that you need to be. It's time to get the tools, the resources, the community, the mentorship, the coaching, whatever it is that you need. It's time to do that and do that.
That part, hashtag do that. Do it. You could do it today. That is great advice, Dorianne. We have one last question that I want to take that we have time for that I think is really great because we've been talking about, we don't want to talk about money. We actually want to be asking and doing what needs to be done so we can create that wealth. And someone in our audience says, at what stage in your career did you begin to negotiate your salary?
Way later than I should have, but hey, it's better late than never. It took me about 6 years into my career before I had a conversation about money. And I talk about that in the book and about just how much money I left on the table and some of the mistakes I made. But while I wish I would have started from the beginning because it would have laid the foundation for a lot of what it is, believe me, I made up for lost time. And so I say that to say it's never too late. It is better late than never. Once you get your strategy together, you understand where you're valued in the market, and you know how to speak about what you do, you can go ahead and go get those coins and make up for lost time and close those gaps.
I love it. Let's make up for the lost times. Let's close the gap. Last week was Black Women's Equal Pay Day. And you know what? There's a lot that organizations, companies need to do. But for us, what part of this equation can you make it better for yourself? So make sure that you do what needs to be done. We're going to drop Dorian's book in the chat so that you can go ahead and pre-order that now. Dorian, is there any final thoughts you want to leave the audience just as they're thinking about designing their career and moving forward this week?
Yes, absolutely. I love to leave people with this. Your success is inevitable. The only variable is time. I don't know how long it's going to take for you to get, fill in the blank of whatever it is that you're out here waiting for, but success is inevitable. And so you really need to just push through, put yourself together, stand up for yourself, take action, and your success is inevitable.
Woo! Okay, your success is inevitable. You just need to take that, write it down when you start to question yourself. What would Dorianne do? She said my success is inevitable. Okay, listen, take that in. I'm taking it in now. My hope is that my lighting will be better. It's inevitable. It will be better.
It will be better.
It will be. And so, Dorianne, I'm a fan. Tell them again about the book, where they can get it. We'll drop it in the link before we head out.
Yes, head over to deeperthanwork.com. The book is available for pre-order right now. It releases officially next Monday on the 16th. If you are looking to get your whole life and really create that dream career that we talked about, this is the book for you. After you do that, go ahead and pre-order right within and then get the memo if you didn't already. And yeah, go from there.
I love this so much. Thank you so much for how you show up for us, how you support us. How can people follow you, support you, all the things?
Yep, deeperthanwork.com. If you're looking for me on social media, I'm at Your Career Girl.
She is that girl, all right? So make sure that you support. We're so happy to have you on Secure the Seat Live. You made our Monday better, and we just want to wish you nothing but success. Listen, everybody, we're so happy that you came. Make sure you go back and listen to the recording every week. We stream here live from LinkedIn and disperse on others, but we put the recap the replay back on YouTube. So make sure that you go ahead and subscribe and get this back into your spirit, okay? Because you hear it once, you know that was good, but when you hear it a second time, it just hits even different. So we want to make sure that you get all these tambourine moments that Dorianne dropped for us today. Keep securing your seat. Have a really great week, and remember, your success is inevitable. And that Hove and all of us did it, so you don't have to go through that. Okay, so we'll see you next Monday at noon. Have a great rest of your week. Keep securing your seat.